The first missions to Mars were sent by the Soviet Union in the 1960s, and the first 9 failed miserably. Fun fact, 2/3 of all missions to Mars have failed. Mars 1 was the first probe to actually make it into an orbit around Mars. Good. Nice. 2 thumbs up from me. The next program was the Zond program, and that was a failure, with both Zond 1964A and Zond 2 failing. Zond 1964A failed to launch, and the Zond 2 probe failed en route to Mars after getting about halfway. Then the Americans got at it. USA! USA! With the Mariner program. The first Mariner probe to succeed was Mariner 4. The ones before that failed, and then Mariner 9 was the next one to make a massive leap into making it orbit around Mars. This was the first Martian orbit from the Americans. And after a very large dust storm, it took pictures and found Olympus Mons to be the biggest volcano on Mars. It's a big volcano. It's a very big volcano. Next, the Viking program happened. It was in 1975. It was NASA's work, and it had 2 orbiters and 2 landers. Fake Nation. They were the first landers to be successful, and in 2012, a reanalysis of the biological experiments found that there may be microbial life on Mars. Who would have thought? Life on Mars. We should be bowing over to our Martian overlords by now. The next missions came in the 90s, and America took the lead. The American space program launched Mars Pathfinder, a lander which had a 10-kilogram rover. That's tiny. The next major mission was the Mars Global Surveyor mission. This mission was the first mission to be completed fully, so it reached all of its goals. And that made it the first full success! Can I get success kid old memes? Yay! The mission studied the whole Martian surface and the atmosphere. So now we've got a map of Mars. You know, next time you go down to the city, you go like, oh, where's my map? Oh look, there's a map of Mars. This will not be helpful for a while. The next mission was Mars Odyssey. It was an orbiter which had a spectrometer on it to look for evidence of water. Volcanic activity was also looked for. And what it detected was quite strange. Large amounts of hydrogen. Wait a second. What's that thing? It's a molecule. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure you need 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom to make... what? Water! Something that life needs. In June of 2003, the ESA launched Mars Express. It was an orbiter and a rover. The rover was called Beagle 2. And Beagle 2 crashed into the ground. We found it a bit later, so yay, that's good. The MER program was next, an American program, or it was also known as the Mars Exploration Rover Mission. Ugh. It consisted of Spirit, MER A, and Opportunity, MER B. It's still going on. MER B, Opportunity, is still roving around on Mars, just chilling out and doing science. Spirit, though, lost wheels, crashed around a bit, failed, but it ended up dragging one of its wheels on the ground and digging a small ditch. And then NASA took pictures of it and learned a lot about the formations of minerals on Mars. And they found minerals which require water to form. Water? We need that! Yay! Water. Parade for water. Phoenix was the next mission, because we were rising from the ashes of Mars failures. From the lander, we learnt a lot about the landscape of Mars and the weather, including that it observed snow, and we learned a lot more about the surface composition of Mars. The next one to come along was the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. So it got into an orbit around Mars, so like it went around it multiple times. And it was taking pictures of Mars and looking for minerals under the surface. I don't know how they do that, probably a spectrometer or something. But they do it. Phobos Grunt was another mission that happened, but it disintegrated above the Pacific Ocean. The next mission is the Curiosity rover. Personally, one of my favourite Mars missions. It is an ongoing mission on Mars, and it is formally known as the Mars Science Laboratory, or MSL. But Curiosity is just cooler. The MSL landed in Gale Crater in 2012 and has been operating ever since. Some of its discoveries were found before it got to Mars. These were the big ones. They turned on the Geiger counter to see if humans could survive the trip, and it was sad. Sadly, the results were humans would have trouble surviving with the intense amounts of radiation. Radiation is normally good, but ionizing radiation, which is bad radiation, yeah, there was a lot of that. And it was over NASA's radiation exposure guidelines, which means they can't do it. They can't do it. So we need to find a new way. The MSL is currently roving in Gale Crater, and it will be for a long time, because it doesn't have solar panels on it. All the previous guys, they had solar panels. But no, this has a plutonium cell, which is a nuclear reaction which is based off the decay of certain isotopes of plutonium. Maven is an orbiter of Mars, so that was the next one after Curiosity, and it is currently studying the upper atmosphere of Mars. It's also used as a communication relay for landers and rovers. Always good. We need communication relays, my friends. And we've got another entrance into the space race. India has launched the first orbiter to Mars, and it's called the, get this, Mars Orbiter mission. It was just a demonstration of technology. It's also there to, study the atmosphere. It's not like anyone's done that before. NASA! The next missions are going to be in 2018. There will be a lander with a seismometer on it to measure earthquakes. And then the 2020 rover. I love the 2020 rover, guys. It's like Curiosity took a bunch of stuff and he started doing a bunch more stuff. It'll be amazing. It'll be fantastic. It'll be the best rover of all time. It's also going to focus on astrobiology. The 2020 China mission, so China's coming in, is a lander, orbiter, and rover. That's all that's been said. We don't know anything more. They're keeping it kind of hush-hush, Very big thing going to Mars. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of whatever we decide to call this. And I hope you'll have a nice day. Shout out to myself for making the script terribly. And I would like to say goodbye. Oh, shit. See ya!